Welcome back, friends. Myself Kakasaheb JADHAV from IXth Aurangabad. Today we are going to study the most important chapter of the geometry, and that is parallel lines. Okay, friends. Up to this standard, we have studied the parallel lines. Now, in this chapter, we are going to study the properties, test of the parallel lines, and applications of the parallel lines. Before this, we are going to study the basic concepts of the parallel lines. So, first of all, what is parallel lines? What is parallel lines? Non-intersecting co-planar lines are called as parallel lines. Non-intersecting, they do not intersect to each other. So these are the parallel lines. Okay? Non-intersecting co-planar lines are known as parallel lines. Then the transversal. Transversal means a line intersecting two other coplanar lines into two distinct points, then it's called the transversal of the two lines. When we see this figure, it is clear that there are two lines A and B, and two transversal are given here. That is, one intersect at P to the line A and at R to the line B. So line PR is a transversal of these two lines AB, A and B. Second one transversal is given as, that is QS. QS. So the line PR means it is known as line D, which intersect the lines A and B. Hence line D is a transversal, and another one line, that is line C, is also the another transversal of the lines A and B. Okay, so the question is that is the intercepts. Intercepts means that is a section, or it is a segment which is made by the two parallel lines on this transversal. In case of the transversal D, the intercept, that is RP. Intercept is RP, and in case of another transversal, that is the transversal C, the intercept made by the two lines A and B on transversal C, that is QS. Okay. So what is the intercept? A segment cut off by a transversal on two distinct lines is called an intercept. In the given figure, segment PR and segment QS are the intercepts made by the transversal D on line A and B. Okay. Now the question is that the angles formed by the transversal. Angles formed by the transversal. Now see this figure. There are two lines L and M, and line N is their transversal. Line N is their transversal. So in this given figure, the angles A, B, C and D, and at point B, the angles are E, F, G and H. The line N intersect to line L at point A, and line N intersect to line M at point B. So at each point A and B, 4 angles are formed. So these 4 angles are divided into four types of the pairs. Actually those are 3: corresponding, alternate and interior. But in alternate angles there are 2 subtypes. Okay, so what are the corresponding angles? When we see this another figure, in this another figure we take these 2 lines. Suppose this is line L and this is another line M, and the transversal, suppose this is a transversal N. This line transversal makes the 4 angles. Suppose that is A, B, C and D, and at the another point, that is E, F, G and H. So the first type, that is pairs of corresponding angles. Pairs of corresponding angles means the definitions of the corresponding angles are studied in the 8th standard. So what is the corresponding angles? The angles whose sides on transversal are lie on in the same direction, and remaining sides of those angles are lie on the same side of the transversal. When we see, suppose this angle A, look this angle in my hands, that is angle A. A side on the transversal is in upward direction, and remaining side to the this side of the transversal. Similarly, when we see the angle E, this side on transversal, that is in upward direction, and remaining side lie on the right side. Hence, angle A and angle E, this is one pair of the corresponding angles. Similarly, on the opposite side, angle D and angle H, this is the another pair. When we consider the downward, this side on the transversal in downward direction and remaining side on this side. So this angle B and angle F, this is the third pair of corresponding angles. Similarly, on the opposite side, angle C and angle G, it is a pair of corresponding angles. In this way, there are 4 pairs of the corresponding angles, that is angle, see this, angle D, angle H, angle C, angle G, angle A, angle E, and angle B, angle F. Okay, these are the pairs of corresponding angles. Now, the second type is interior angles. Interior angles means the angles in between the 2 lines and lie on the same side. Means when we see this angle B and angle E, angle B and angle E, this is one pair of interior angles. Angle C and angle H, angle C and angle H, this is the another pair. These are the two pairs of interior angles, and the remaining type, that is alternate angles. Alternate angles means the definition of the alternate angle is just opposite to the corresponding angles. The sides on the transversal are in opposite direction, and remaining sides are also lie on the opposite side of the transversal. So the first is alternate interior angles. Angle B and angle H. Angle B, angle H. Angle C and angle E. Angle C and angle E. This is the another pair. And last one is that is angle A, angle G. Angle A, angle G. Okay. See this figure, angle A and angle G, angle D and angle F are the pairs of alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Okay. Now some basic and important properties related to the parallel lines and their transversal. The first property is that when two lines intersect, the pair of opposite angles formed are congruent. So, properties of parallel lines. First property is when two lines intersect each other at a point, then the opposite angles formed are congruent. Opposite angles means this one angle and this one angle. What is the definition of opposite angles? When the two angles are in such a way that their sides forms the two pairs of opposite rays. This one angle and this one angle, this side of this angle and this one side of this angle, those are an opposite, and this is also opposite. When the sides of angles form the two pairs of opposite rays, then the two angles are known as vertically opposite angles, and these vertically opposite angles are congruent. This is one pair and this one is another pair. This is the vertically opposite angles. Okay. Then the second property, that is the angles in a linear pair are supplementary. Suppose this is a line L and this one ray, due to which we see that the two angles, this one and this one, the two angles are formed. These two angles are said to be in linear pair because one side of the two angles is common and remaining two sides form a pair of opposite rays. Then the two angles are said to be the supplementary angles, that is linear angles, and linear angles are supplementary. These two angles supplementary means, suppose this is angle A and this is angle B. When they are known as the supplementary, if the measurement of these two angles means angle A plus angle B is 180. The angles in linear pair are supplementary, means the sum of these two angles is 180. Okay. Now the third property, that is related to the corresponding angles. When one pair of corresponding angles is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. If this one pair, suppose A and E, this one pair of corresponding angle is congruent, then the remaining three pairs of the corresponding angles are also congruent. Then the fourth one property, that is, when one pair of alternate angle is congruent, one pair of alternate angle is congruent, then the other pairs are also congruent. Means angle C is congruent to angle E, then angle B and angle H also congruent, as well as angle A and angle G also congruent. D and F are also congruent. Okay, and the property related to the interior angle, that is the last property, and interior angles, one pair of interior angles is supplementary, then the remaining pair also supplementary, means the interior angles are B and E. B and E are supplementary means that angle B plus angle E equals to 180. The pairs of interior angles are supplementary, means the sum of the two interior angles is 180. Okay, these are the properties of the parallel lines and the transversal, means the angles related to these.